Welcome everybody to Gentle Yoga. This is Leo and Yanni on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center in Palm Springs. Visit us online at urbanyoga.org or on Facebook at Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center to check out the schedule and stop by the tip jar to make donations to support our online classes. We're going to start out today lying down. Wanted to start out sitting up and say hi, but now we're going to lie down. In any reclined posture that works for you. Of course, if for some reason you'd rather sit up or be kneeling than lying down, you can. You might start in Shavasana, the traditional closing posture, or plant the soles of your feet and let your knees lean in towards each other. Or my favorite, bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees play apart. And you can use blocks to support your legs in that position to make it a more passive posture. And actually, the way my hips are feeling, I'm not going to go with that today. Just get comfortable, whatever that looks like for you. Closing your eyes if you like. Resting your hands wherever they're comfortable. Focusing on your breath. Inviting it to get deeper and slower. Scanning your body, taking in whatever sensations are present throughout. Taking special note of any unpleasant sensations. Anything you might want to stay mindful of during your practice. Remembering that you can take care of whatever's going on by skipping or modifying any part of practice. So glad to have Yanni back on camera for practice. For many reasons, but one reason is that Yanni very freely skips and modifies things. So it's always good to have an on-camera example of a variation or of someone just going completely off script. Take in your surroundings, notice how it feels, this position you've chosen to begin practice in. Notice what's going on in the space around you. Whatever is reaching any of your senses as you tune in. If you wish to set an intention for your practice today, you can do that now. Let that finish forming and taking root. And then let's share 3 deep cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth with a sighing sound. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Hug your knees. Rock side to side or roll in circles to massage your back against the ground. Hold on to your left knee. Extend your right leg down along the mat. Flex your right foot back towards you. Move your left foot in circles. Nice and slowly. And change direction. Reach your left arm out to the side with your palm facing up. See if you can keep both shoulders grounded. Draw your knee over towards the right. Turn your head to the left. The closer your knee is to your torso, the deeper the twist feels, so you can regulate that for yourself. Let your twist unwind, come back up to center. Both hands on your knee again. Move your knee in some circles. Whatever size circles work for you. Feeling into how this hip is doing so far. So maybe they're just small circles, maybe they're bigger. Maybe they start to get bigger. Or maybe they don't. And let's change direction. And let's switch legs. Hug your right knee in. Extend and lower your left leg. Flex your left foot back. And slowly move your right foot in circles. And change direction. And keep holding that knee with your left hand. Reach your right arm to the side with your palm up. Draw your knee to the left and turn your head to the right. And let that twist unwind. Bring the right hand back to your knee again. And start to move your knee gently in circles. Just exploring, not forcing anything ever, please. Change direction. Draw both knees in again. Inhale, extend your arms and legs all the way out. Exhale, curl up in a ball again, hug your knees. Repeat for a few more breaths at your own pace. And then take your time to sit up. You could either rock back and forth along your mat or just tip to one side and let your arms do the work of levering yourself up. Get comfortable, use any props you want. If you'd rather kneel than sit, that's fine. Everybody please drink whenever you need to, as much as you need to. Let your arms hang loose by your sides. Lift your left shoulder towards your ear. Slide it back and let it down. And then your right shoulder up and back and down. Let your chin come down towards your chest. Start some slow, gentle circles with your head. Roll your ear towards your shoulder. Look up towards the sky. On over towards the other shoulder. And let your chin roll down, back past your sternum. If there are some tight spots, you can pause the circling anytime to rock back and forth and focus more on the tight spots. Change direction. And when you finish the next circle, or when you're ready, lift your chin, face forward. Rest your hands on your thighs or your knees. Inhale, draw your heart forward and let your head tip back. Exhale, draw your heart back, let your head tip forward and down. A few more times, following the pace of your breath. At the end of your next exhale, sit up. We did that one breath longer than I intended to let that helicopter go by. That doesn't happen very often. Seems really low. Take your time to come up onto your hands and knees. And then continue taking your time to go from there to a forward fold. So you might use blocks under your hands. Step 1 foot forward and then the other. You could keep the blocks under your hands for support or set them aside. Sway back and forth, bending one leg as you lengthen the other. Let your arms be heavy, let your head be heavy. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale all the way up, hands overhead, palms together. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Slide your hands down at your sides. Inhale, reach straight out to the side. As you exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself, or if you want, take eagle arms, intertwining your arms, pressing your hands together, then reaching forward with your hands and your elbows. Inhale to open up again, and exhale to cross the opposite way. Inhale to open up. Exhale, let your arms down. Inhale your arms out and up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Turn your palms up and reach your palms up. Look up at your hands, lift up your heart. Inhale to bring yourself upright. Exhale, bend to the left. Feel for length through both arms. Keep both heels down on the ground. Inhale up through center. Exhale, bend to your right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, let your arms down. And let's start to do some lunges. You can bring your hands by your heart. And first, we'll have the right foot forward and left foot back. Now you can do a high lunge with where you're on the ball of the back foot, the left foot. All 10 toes pointing in the same direction. If the high lunge is too much, gently let the left knee down. Maybe you support yourself with your arms on your right knee, and you can untuck the back toes. You can do a lower lunge like that, and you can change your mind anytime. You will mix it up. I'll do the high one. Yeah, he does the low one, and either one of us might change our mind anytime. Exhale, sink forward in your hips. Inhale, glide back. You can keep your arms here, like keeping your hands on your thigh for support, or you can bring your hands to your hips. The movement for your hips can be as big or small as needed. If you're in the high lunge like me, don't let your knee go forward more than your ankle, or past your ankle. That's the right way to phrase it. Don't want to hyperextend the knee, so scooting my foot forward. To make this more challenging, if you want, raise one arm or both. And as you sink forward in the hips, lower your arms, maybe parallel to the ground, maybe cactus arms. As you inhale and glide back, raise your arms up above the shoulders. Just follow your own breath. And then from the top of that movement, let's twist. Reach your left hand back. You can reach your right hand forward, or if you feel too wobbly, let your right hand come to your leg to steady yourself. Come through center with your hands by your heart. And then reach your right hand back. Reach your left hand forward or drop it to your knee. Come back through center, hands by your heart. Now, if you're in the low lunge, you can curl the left toes under, press into your foot to lift the knee. And yeah, you can have your hands on your block or have your hands on your thigh. And when you're ready, step forward. And then we're just going to come to the opposite lunge with the right foot back, left foot forward. So maybe you choose a different way to get there, like Yanni just did. See, I told you. She doesn't do what I say. That's not what this is about. She's listening to her body. She just found her own transition there. I just almost fell down, so I found a little adjustment. When you're ready, exhale, sink forward in the hips. Inhale, glide back. There's often differences between one side and the other. Maybe they're small, maybe they're big today, maybe you don't even notice much difference. When you're ready, you can add in those arm movements. When you're ready, from the top of the movement, twist first to the right. Come through center, hands by your heart. And then twist to your left. Come through center, hands by your heart. If you're in the low lunge, you can make your way back to the high lunge. And when you're ready, step forward. I'm going to pause for a drink again here. And then we'll go through some warrior poses. So we can start those also with the hands by the heart. And as with the lunges, we'll start with the left foot back and right foot forward. Now here, your feet could be right by the edges of the mat. Right foot parallel to the mat, and left foot at about a 45-degree angle. Left leg long, but not locked to the knee. Right knee could be right above the ankle or behind. Still not wanting to go further forward than where the ankle is when your center of gravity is this high. Feel for grounding in the ball of your front foot and the outer edge of your back foot. Reach your arms up above your shoulders, and then let those shoulders slacken. Let your shoulders come down a little away from your ears. You turn your pinkies in towards each other, your palms face back. Bring your elbows down to your rib cage and lower your forearms parallel to the ground. See if you can keep your elbows in by your ribs. Inhale, slide your hands apart, and exhale, slide them in front again. And just do that for a few more breaths. And let's switch to warrior two. Bring your hands onto your hips. Pivot your left foot open further, so now your feet are perpendicular, and slide it in line behind your right foot to warrior two. Now for me, usually when I make that transition, my feet want to be further apart. My body wants a deeper stance here. So listen to your body. Maybe that's true for you as well. This knee is still above or behind this ankle. Hips are squared to the long edge of the mat, shoulders stacked above the hips. Reach your arms out to the side, palms down to start. Turn your head to the right, look at your right hand. Inhale, rotate your arms back, turn your palms towards the sky, and then exhale, rotate your arms forward. Do that for a few more breaths. If it helps bring more rotation into your shoulders, you can let your elbows bend. And maybe you can tune into feeling your shoulder blades slide up and down. It's okay if you can't. They're sliding up and down whether you can feel them do so or not. And it doesn't matter whether you can feel them moving up and down or not, really, right? It's just the inquiry, it's the focus. Tying the thinking into the movement like we tie the movement into the breath. Now turn just your right palm up, keeping your lower body pretty much as it is. Inhale, tip back and reach up. Left hand can rest lightly on your left leg or press to your hip for support or come across your lower back in a half bind. You can look up towards your right hand. Exhale, tip forward, rest your right forearm lightly on your right side. Reach your left arm overhead towards the top of the mat. If you want, make circles with your left arm. And if you want to play with some more core engagement, you could reach your right hand forward or to the side. If you're extending that right arm, bring it back in to rest slightly on your thigh. And let's dance. Inhale, reverse warrior, tip back, reach up. Exhale to side angle pose, tip forward and reach forward. So this is one of the things we call dancing warrior, floating between two postures, letting the lower body be pretty still, letting the core support you as your arms dance around. And from your neck, that angle, let's inhale up to warrior two. And then we'll dance to gentle warrior. Inhale, straighten the right leg, raise your arms, turn your head to the left. And exhale, lower your arms, turn your head to the right, and bend your knee. Inhale, glide up. Exhale, glide down. Your knee. I tripped over my tongue or something there when I went to say knee. I'm not sure what I started to say. You know those moments when your brain is maybe trying to choose between two words and it can't decide? I mean, what's another word for knee? I don't even know what my brain was doing there. It's just a hiccup. And from your next warrior two here, now straighten the front leg most of the way. Shift your left hip back and slide your right hand forward and tip. Let your right hand drop and your left hand lift so your hands are stacked. Triangle pose. The bottom hand could be resting on the block, on the leg, or hanging in the air. Bring your left hand to your hip. Inhale, reach your right hand forward and stand. And bring your right hand to your hip. Pivot onto the ball of your left foot. And take a big step forward. Pardon me. And I'll take a big drink. Heating up and drying out my throat. We're going to do that all again, the opposite way around. When you're ready, left foot forward and right foot back. Right foot at about a 45-degree angle for warrior one. Find the grounding in your feet and steadiness in your legs. And bring your arms up when you're ready. Let your shoulders down. Turn your pinkies in. Warrior one. Bring your elbows to your rib cage. Lower your forearms parallel to the floor. Keeping your elbows in. Inhale, slide your hands apart. Exhale, slide them in front of you again. A few more times. Then bring your hands to your hips. Pivot the back foot open more. Bring it in line behind the front foot. The feet are perpendicular. Hips and shoulders lined up. Square to the long edge of the mat. Reach your arms to the side. Look towards your left hand. Inhale, rotate back. Exhale, rotate forward. Keep going. Then turn just your left palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Sit back and reach up. Exhale, tip forward, reach forward. And if you like, circle the top arm. And you don't have to wait for me. If you like, you can extend the bottom arm, which I'm not doing yet. If the bottom arm's extended, bring it back in. Inhale, reverse warrior, sit back, reach up. Exhale to side angle, tip forward and reach forward. And let's all meet back in warrior two. And then dance to gentle warrior. Inhale, glide up. Exhale, glide down. From your next warrior two, straighten the front leg most of the way. Draw your right hip back. Slide your left hand forward. And tip to find your triangle. Take nice, deep breaths. Bring your right hand to your hip. Inhaling, reach your left hand forward, stand up. Bring your left hand to your hip. Pivot onto the ball of your right foot and step forward. Definitely time for a drink of water. Maybe for everyone. Maybe not. And I'll say it's definitely time to sit down. That was a lot of work for the legs. And we want to always allow ample time for cooling down. So less energized stuff. That I really prefer to start with and end with. I feel like for an hour, well, for any practice, about a third should be warm up and about a third should be cool down. Extend your legs forward and flex the feet back. Nudge your legs apart, use your arms. And we're going to fold forward. Different ways you might do this. You might just walk your hands down your legs. You might rest your hands on the floor at center in front of you, or you can use the block and sort of walk your block forward. So you can walk the block forward, you can walk your hands forward on the floor, or you can walk your hands down your legs, whatever works for you. You could use two blocks. I don't know if I've ever done that, but I just suddenly had the urge and I like how it feels. There's always something new we can try out. Inhaling slowly, sit yourself up and use your arms to help you get there. And you can do that whichever variation you're doing. Nudge your legs back towards each other. Flex your feet back towards you. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold down. Let your knees bend as much as they want to. Inhale, pitch to the crown of your head, coming forward a little more. Exhale, think of your forehead lowering a little more. Inhale, slowly walk your hands up the front of your legs to sit up. And draw your knees up, plant the soles of your feet. And bring your hands behind you. Scoot forward and take your time to come down onto your forearms and then down onto your back. So you're lying down with your heels in close, just pausing to bring my water within reach. Have your block and strap and water within reach. Save you the trouble of having to sit up again to locate something. If you like, put a block between your knees on the middle position. Actually turn myself around. No one else needs to do that. Rethinking what I'm doing. Pressing into the soles of your feet. Inhale to lift your hips up. If you want to have a deeper heart opener here, you can clasp your hands under you and reach your knuckles towards your heels and wriggle your shoulder blades in towards each other. If you're clasping your hands, unclasp them. Exhale, slowly let your hips down. And explore floating them up and down at your own pace for a minute. Inhale to go up and exhale to come down. And just challenge yourself as much or as little as you like by changing the pace of the movement, changing the height that you lift to, deciding to take extra breaths at the bottom or at the top of the movement. And next time you lift your hips, pause with your hips lifted. Place the block at the base of your spine and come down to rest on it. Now let that block do all the work. Allow your body to soften against that support. Press into the soles of your feet. Inhale, lift your hips up for the last one. Remove the block that's underneath. Exhaling, slowly lower down. Move both blocks out of the way. Draw your knees to your chest, hug your knees. Rock and roll to massage your back against the floor. Take your strap and run it under your feet with one end of your strap in each hand. Reach your arms and legs up. Not looking for any particular angle or shape, just long arms, long strap, long legs. Move your feet away from each other. And then pull on the strap to nudge your feet back towards each other. Point your toes up at the sky. And then down towards your face. Let your feet relax. Take your right foot out, press your right leg to the floor, and flex your right foot back towards you. Hold both parts of the strap with your right hand. Reach your left arm to the side, palm up. See if you can keep both shoulders grounded. Draw your legs to the right and turn your head to the left. Bring everything back up to center. Take your strap in your left hand. Press your right hand down on the front of your right hip. Try to keep both cheeks on the floor. Keep the right side of the pelvis down. Let your arm and your leg fall over to the left. Very gently, bring your arm and your leg back up to center. Raise your right leg, step into the strap. Take your left foot out, press your left leg down, flex your left foot back, reach your right arm to the side, draw your leg to the left, turn your head to the right. See if you can keep both shoulders rounded. Bring everything back up through center. Switch hands on the strap. Press down on the front of your left hip. Let your arm and your leg come over to the right. Very softly, bring your limbs back up to center line. Lift your left leg. Draw your knees in. Set your strap aside. Reach your feet up. And reach your hands up to grab your legs or your feet. Play with bending and straightening your arms and legs. Any way you like. Invert for as long as you like, and whenever you feel complete, make your way to the final resting pose. Pardon me. It can be any pose that you like, whatever is comfortable for you. You can find some stillness, some quiet. Close your eyes if you want to. Maybe focus on your breath as it slows down and gets deeper and your body relaxes a bit more with each exhale, releasing down into the ground. Or maybe you like to recall the intention you set at the start of practice, reflect on how it works for you, how you might continue it into the rest of your day, carrying your practice off your mat. Maybe you just want to let your mind disengage. You don't have to focus on anything in particular. Give yourself some even deeper breath and invite small movements to your body. Letting them gradually grow bigger at your own pace, whatever movements you like. Taking your time, when you're ready, gently sit up. Bring your hands up by your heart. Thank you for joining us and sharing in practice today. The light within me sees and honors that same light within each of you. Namaste.